This episode of Off the Script is brought to you by the Battle for Wall Street. Battle for Wall Street will take users on an unpredictable adventure as they try their luck at becoming the next Titan of Wall Street. A life simulation game, players will start their own virtual firm, which requires everything from constructing the trading floors and purchasing the coffee to hiring and managing the day traders. If you guys are interested in downloading, it is now available for your Android and Apple devices through Google Play and iTunes. Once again, that is the Battle for Wall Street, available now on your Android and Apple devices. What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and this is WWE Off The Script, episode number 78, part number 3, to close out your weekend right before we head into what is going to be one of the biggest weeks on my channel ever. Okay? I know you guys are here for WWE News and Rumors. I know you guys are here for all the biggest speculation and leaks and rumors leading into SummerSlam. I'm going to talk about all that, but I want to sit down right now for a few minutes and talk to you guys one-on-one and let you know where I'm coming from and what I got planned for all of you next week with SummerSlam week. Okay, it's going to be a big week. Now, I tried to plan this out, and I wanted to get all this material and content out there for you guys because I love WWE. I get excited when big events like this happen, and I wanted to make something special for you guys. I really didn't do all this for WrestleMania, but I should have. And I regret not doing that, okay? But what I got planned, you guys are going to be very happy, okay? We're going to start off, first things first. We're going to do the SummerSlam WWE 2K15 match simulations, where I take all the biggest matches at SummerSlam this year, and we're going to talk about it over WWE 2K15 gameplay. Okay, for example, I'll be doing John Cena versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Championship, being that you can't do a title versus title match in 2K15, which I don't know why. But I'll be giving you guys my preview and predictions over that match. I'll be giving you guys my commentary over that match. I'll be giving you my thoughts and opinions about how the feud has progressed on WWE TV. All that plus so much more, man. We're going to do The Undertaker, Lesnar. We're going to do Cesaro versus Kevin Owens, Orton versus Sheamus. You name it, man. The biggest matches on that card are going to be discussed all week long. I'm going to try and get the majority of them out by Wednesday, okay? I might upload 2 a day, 3 a day, just to give you guys, you know, constant flow of matches coming in on my channel, constant videos coming in on my channel. So look forward to that, man. The WWE 2K15 match simulations on SummerSlam 2015. It's going to be fucking awesome, all right? I also have the Black Ops 3 stuff coming. You guys know me from my video game side of things that I'm going to dive headfirst into the beta, which is going to be released on August 19th. I'm going to give you guys the most honest opinion out there. So if you're into that type of thing, look forward to that. I will have Call of Duty videos on Black Ops 3 all weekend long, man. I'm going to flood your sub boxes with Black Ops 3, okay? I'm trying to do a behind the mic for SummerSlam 2015. I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite SummerSlam matches of all time. I've wanted to do this for quite some time now. I got a great looking thumbnail all ready to go. So I'm going to try and get that out before I do Off the Script next weekend. As you guys know, Off the Script is a regular thing each and every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be back with episode 79, getting you guys ready for SummerSlam 2015. So obviously you got to look forward to that. We're going to finish everything off with the NXT TakeOver Brooklyn review and results. Going to go over that one as well as soon as that pay-per-view ends. And then Sunday, we're going to conclude with SummerSlam review and results, man. It's going to be a big fucking week on this channel. I want to let you guys know that all that, plus so much more, is coming right here on my channel next week, man. So if you're not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, man, you better do so now. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on all this great content coming next week. And this is exactly why I call myself the #1 fucking source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE, man. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there this week coming up leading into SummerSlam, all right? Now, sorry I took some of you guys' time. I know you're here for news and rumors only, but let's get into it, guys. I don't got a lot, but I got some pieces that are not being reported elsewhere on YouTube when it comes to professional wrestling, okay? The last time we seen the WWE Universe and Sting in the ring was following the March 30th edition of Monday Night Raw with Renee Young, addressing his future with the company before laying out Bo Dallas. Didn't make any sense, but that's the last time we seen Sting. There were rumors that the Icon would be making his return at WWE SummerSlam on August 23rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and I even reported that not only The Undertaker would be there, but Sting would be there as well. Plans were for him to team with Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose against Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, and a third partner, although that was eventually scrapped. There were rumors going around that Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose couldn't take on Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper, and that Bray Wyatt, being that Eric Rowan is out, went out and recruited a new Wyatt family member. There was rumors going around that Adam Rose was going to dump that character and transform back into his Leo Kruger character and join the Wyatt family. There was even rumors about Bo Dallas, Bray Wyatt's brother, joining the Wyatt family. All those ideas were eventually scrapped, and right now the match sits as Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose versus Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt. 2-on-2 standard tag team match, which should still be a great match at SummerSlam. Instead, we'll be getting the simple tag team bout, like I just previously mentioned, with the amount of star power on SummerSlam, which will be headlined by the match too big for WrestleMania, with Brock Lesnar taking on The Undertaker. There wasn't a desperate need on WWE's part to include Sting. According to F4WOnline.com, it's possible WWE will add Sting to the Night of Champions pay-per-view in September to increase buys for the network. The pay-per-view is taking place in Texas, which also is where Sting currently lives. If that's the case, the reported six-man tag team match could still take place, although that will also depend on the health of Eric Rowan, who's been on the shelf with a torn biceps injury. Now, I heard Rowan is going to be out until at least December. There's no reason to rush him back. I know I've been lobbying for Adam Rose ever since we seen him on that E60 ESPN special, and the real Adam Rose that we seen on there, Ray LaPon. We seen him on there, and we all shed a few tears for what he went through to, support his family and care for his family, being on the road. Adam Rose being a last-ditch effort to get over and stay with the WWE. It succeeded down in NXT because those fans knew the gimmick. They loved the gimmick. They could relate to the gimmick. Sometimes those types of gimmicks don't transfer to the main roster, and the younger audience on Monday Night Raw and SmackDown don't really get what the Exotic Express is. They don't get Adam Rose's lifestyle. They don't get that type of thing. So it flourished down in NXT. Adam Rose could have probably been an NXT champion down in NXT with that gimmick. But on the main roster, it's a complete failure, okay? Kevin Dunn didn't like it. Obviously, when Kevin Dunn says it, it's the end of the fucking world. It's end-all, be-all. Fucking piece of shit Kevin Dunn is. Same thing happened with Bo Dallas. Same thing happened with the Ascension. If he doesn't like you, forget about it. It's over, okay? So I was lobbying for Ray LaPon to go back to Leo Kruger. This would have been great. It would have given him something great to do. Probably the most important thing of his career in WWE to do. And then you would have had Sting on SummerSlam. Now, I understand that WWE didn't want to put all their cards on the table. They didn't want to show you everything that they had. Sting on SummerSlam probably isn't necessary. So right now, we're going to get the standard 2v2 tag team match. I understand that aspect of it, but again, if you're going to add Sting to Night of Champions to merely increase pay-per-view buys and, get subscribers to the network, that's fine and dandy, but Night of Champions is a night for champions. Unless you're a champion, I don't think you should be on that pay-per-view, okay? It's a 3-hour show. You can fill the pay-per-view with every championship match on that card, every championship in the WWE defended on that show. include an NXT Championship title match, include a NXT Divas or Women's Championship match. I keep saying the word Divas, man. I fucking hate myself for saying NXT Diva, man. They're NXT women. Sorry about that. All right? But that's what I would do with Night of Champions, man. Sting on Night of Champions really doesn't add anything as far as his viewer goes. If you want to add Sting, I think the next biggest time to add Sting would be Survivor Series. He made his debut at Survivor Series a year ago. Why not have him at Survivor Series this year, man? But The Undertaker, synonymous with Survivor Series, right? Why don't you have Sting versus The Undertaker at Survivor Series? And then you could always go into the idea that I laid out for you a couple of weeks back with The Undertaker and John Cena going one-on-one at WrestleMania, and then The Undertaker eventually retiring with John Cena, beating the face of the company, winning the WWE Championship on his way out, and finally retiring. But who knows when The Undertaker is going to retire? Jim Ross, that was his idea. Jim Ross also said that The Undertaker could go for a few more years. It's all up to the dead man and how his body feels and where his mind is at. So we really don't know when The Undertaker is going to retire, man. I'm just talking as a fan. I'm fantasy booking. That's what I think about Sting. Night of Champions, listen, if you're going to book Night of Champions, man, Night of Champions could be one of the biggest pay-per-views you have on the calendar. Book it accordingly. It's a night for champions. You got a ton of championships in WWE. You got more than enough championships to put on a card and fill a 3-hour show. Do it and book it accordingly, man. I'll discuss this more as we get closer to Night of Champions because I feel very passionate about that, man. If you're not going to build a pay-per-view around its name for what it is, there's no reason to have the pay-per-view. Seriously. So we'll talk about that as we get closer to Night of Champions. But Sting, that is the rumor going around right now. He will not be at SummerSlam. I heard rumors of him also being on Monday Night Raw. We really don't know. When Sting shows up, then you and I will know at the same time, and we'll both see him on Monday Night Raw or show up at a pay-per-view on the WWE Network. Now, for the biggest news story today, the top story, all right, there has been speculation online of a possible heel turn at SummerSlam. There have also been hints of Dean Ambrose possibly turning on Roman Reigns at some point. WWE has really been pushing the fact that Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are almost like brothers. They've also been pushing that Ambrose is a little bit weird, and Ambrose would subtly shrug it off, and Roman has jokingly referred to Dean as his psychotic friend. Michael Cole says that Dean is a little off. Also keep in mind that the original plans were for Sting to team up with Reigns and Ambrose at SummerSlam to face Wyatt, Harper, and a new Wyatt member. Sting had gotten himself into tremendous shape before he was told that plans had changed. Shame on you, WWE. If the plan is for Ambrose to turn on Reigns at SummerSlam, then it wouldn't make sense for Sting to get involved in the angle since Sting is not working full-time. Also, Bryan Alvarez alluded to a new Wyatt family member coming soon and mentioned that some people might not be too happy with it. Again, this is a rumor making the rounds, so we'll see what happens at SummerSlam. Could Bryan Alvarez have alluded that Dean Ambrose is joining the Wyatt family? Unbelievable. Exclusive news you're not going to hear anywhere else except right here on Off the Script, guys. That is big. That is big, okay? Again, I stress, take everything I'm saying here with a grain of salt. If it happens, then you know where you heard it, okay? If not, don't kill the messenger. Again, this is a rumor making the rounds, so we will see what happens at SummerSlam. For those asking about Eric Rowan, the last word on him back in June was that he'd be out of action 4 to 6 months, suffering an arm injury at a live event in a match against Cesaro. That was timetable that was given to him if it did not require surgery. If he did require surgery, then it would put him out of action through the rest of 2015. Right now, there is no word on if he did get the surgery. Let me know what you guys think about that one down below. Dean Ambrose turning on Roman Reigns and joining Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper in the Wyatt family? I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. I think if there was one guy that needs to be turned, it's Roman Reigns. I think Dean Ambrose needs to be that rebel with a cause or without a cause, however you want to fucking pen him. You know, he's the rebel, he's the fucking lunatic, he's the psychotic motherfucker. goes out there, does what he wants, fucking does things that you wouldn't expect. Okay, he's a lunatic fringe. They want to build off that, fine. Just keep him the way he is, man. He's a fan favorite. People like to cheer Dean Ambrose more so than Roman Reigns. I think if Roman Reigns needs to turn, I think that would be the best solution for him. And then obviously WWE can build him as a powerful heel. I think he would get over with the audience a lot better as a heel. And then they could eventually down the road in the future turn him face. And then maybe that would revitalize things for Roman Reigns becoming the next big thing in the WWE and potentially taking John Cena's throne when John Cena wants to call it quits, all right? All right, guys, a few more stories. I'm going to take a little break before we get into the last part of Off the Script. Go out and buy your fucking t-shirts, man. You guys are slacking on the t-shirts. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, listen to this, and I'll be right back. You guys have been asking for it, man. And finally, I have delivered. Courtesy of ProWrestlingTees.com, you can now own the official WWE Off The Script t-shirt. And to get yours today, all you got to do is simply go to www.ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript, and you now can represent the #1 fucking source for all WWE right here on YouTube.com. www.ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off The Script, and remember, hashtag fuck those other guys, man. China, who wrestling fans know to be absolutely fucking insane, man. She did Playboy. She's going on Twitter and fucking ranting drunk. She's just a fucking mess. An absolute fucking mess. So China confirmed during a recent podcast appearance that she was being groomed to become the first female WWE champion in company history. During an interview on Bell to Bell, the podcast, China noted that Vince McMahon had plans for her to win the World Wrestling Federation Championship back in the day, man. Imagine that, man. That's a blast from the past. The World Wrestling Federation Championship. Those are the glory days, man. That's what it should still be to this very day. Although her decision to pose nude in Playboy killed that opportunity for her. Yes, we're heading in that direction, China said about being world champion. Oh, we were heading in that direction, she said. And then I did Playboy. Vince didn't really want me to do Playboy. When I first started, they had to make me look as ugly as possible, as beastly as possible. Yes, I could carry myself athletically, but then you have to add that I didn't talk a whole lot. Day after day, inside the ring and outside the ring, I'm still a woman, she adds. I wanted to be beautiful and show my feminine side. By that time, I figured I had already proven my in-ring skills and accomplishments, so why I can't be something in Playboy, I don't know. Why can't I do something like that? I chose to do Playboy, and at that point, I was told, if you do that, you can never be world champion. Well, thank the fucking gods that she did do Playboy, and shame on Vince McMahon for even having the inkling of an idea to make China the first ever WWE champion, man. Don't know what kind of drugs he was on back in the Attitude Era, but that's what China had discussed. Now, who the fuck knows if she's being serious? Who knows if this is a true story? We really don't know. China is known for going off the script, no pun intended. She's a lunatic, and she's a psycho, and she has verbally berated a lot of the WWE roster, including Triple H and Vince McMahon and X-Pac and D-Generation X, all on Twitter, drunken rants. She's been on podcasts with Vince Russo. I think some of the truth came out when he interviewed her for his podcast. I don't know, man, but if you guys are interested in the China story, I'll try and link the Vince Russo podcast down below in the description, and you could go over there and tell him that JD sent you from Off the Script, all right? What else we got? We got Cesaro versus Kevin Owens. A confrontation that's been teased for weeks is now officially booked as a match for SummerSlam on August 23rd at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. During this week's edition of SmackDown, it was announced that former NXT champion Kevin Owens will go one-on-one with the Swiss Superman, Cesaro. SmackDown has already aired north of the border in Canada. The feud between the two stars began when Cesaro started answering United States Championship Open challenges from John Cena, who Owens was currently engaged in a program with. Owens wanted to be the man who took the title from Cena, costing Cesaro his opportunity at snatching the United States Championship. The two have since been booked in a series of matches on weekly television, recently competing on Monday Night Raw in a number one contenders match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat with Randy Orton, which he eventually won. This week on SmackDown, Owens teamed with Seth Rollins and Cesaro, against Cesaro, and the man that gravity forgot, Neville, in the main event. I did not see that, but I heard it was a great main event. If you guys want the results, you guys know where to go. You can go all over the internet and find that shit. But Cesaro versus Kevin Owens, potentially a match of the year candidate, and it's probably going to steal the entire show, the 4-hour show, I should say, on the WWE Network when it comes to SummerSlam. That's going to be a great one. Looking forward to that for sure. One of my top matches I'm looking forward to most at SummerSlam. Speaking of Kevin Owens, another dumbheaded maneuver by WWE. This is going to round out off the script this weekend. Did WWE just ruin the endings of several key matches for NXT TakeOver? I don't know, man. I don't think Triple H is this retarded. I don't think the WWE could be this brain dead. But during this week's NXT tapings, pictures surfaced online of Kevin Owens carrying around the NXT Championship during a match against Neville, while NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks was still carrying the WWE NXT Women's title during a bout against Gianna Dadito. Don't know who that is. As previously reported, Owens is currently scheduled to take on NXT Champion Finn Balor in a ladder match, while Banks faces off against Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn on August 22nd. Since NXT TakeOver Brooklyn will be taking place prior to these tapings, scheduled to air on August 26th or September 2nd, rumors are swirling online that WWE may have willingly spoiled the outcomes for these matches. It should be noted that Owens was not announced as the NXT champion, nor did he refer to himself as such for the match. In addition, the previously mentioned Banks versus Dadito match wasn't designed to air on the network. This leaves fans to decide for themselves as to whether these are true spoilers or if WWE was just swerving their fans by these actions to build hype for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn on August 22nd. I don't think Triple H is that fucking retarded. If he is, then you just ruined NXT Brooklyn, man. Really. I don't see WWE being that fucking lazy and nonchalant about that. You know that they know every time they tape something a month in advance or a few weeks in advance that it's going to leak onto the internet, man. The internet can be great, but it also can be evil at the same time. A lot of people don't like the spoilers, but all these websites just fucking throw them in your face, alright? I don't think Triple H could have made this big of a mistake. I know he knows what's going on in the world of professional wrestling and the YWC or the IWC. So I would not take this too seriously. Finn Balor just won the NXT Championship. He was made a big deal out in Japan, beating Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is on the main roster right now, man. They're trying to transition him into the main roster away from NXT. He's got a few more things to take care of down there, which will eventually completely put him on the main roster, okay? Sami Zayn, when he comes up, he's going to have a fucking feud waiting for him then. It's going to be great, okay? Finn Balor has been made into a big deal about being NXT champion, man. He's been interviewed about how he feels about NXT being, this rise for NXT being the biggest promotion in WWE right now, the most popular promotion in WWE right now. He's been interviewed about being NXT champion, how it feels, his journey to get here to WWE and get the championship. I don't see them taking the belt off of him so fast. So take this, again, with a grain of salt. If it does happen, you guys know where you heard it. Right here on Off The Script. But again, I don't think Triple H is that fucking retarded to leak these spoilers. I think it's just WWE swerving the fans to build hype for NXT to get more eyes to see if it actually does happen on August 22nd. But if you guys did enjoy the video today, part 3 of Off The Script, please hit that thumbs up. I know YouTube has been fucking my channel over, man. It's been fucking my channel over to the point where I am so frustrated about my growth and the views that I'm getting on my video, man. If you missed anything of Off the Script this weekend, everything you need is in the description below. Go check that out. That entire description is for you guys, man. You got links to WrestleCrate. You got links to my t-shirts, ProWrestlingTees.com/WWE Off the Script. You got links to my social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and Facebook. And you guys got links to Control Freak if you guys need any video game memorabilia or paraphernalia, I should say. It's going to be a great week, guys. I want you to stick right here on my channel. Going to be a huge week. Hopefully things turn around as far as subscribers and growth and views, because it's frustrating the shit out of me. But like I said, if you did miss Off the Script this weekend, parts 1 and 2 are linked down below in the description. Go and check that out. If you're not following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. If you're not subscribed to this channel, man, I want you to fucking Scorpion Death Drop that motherfucker. And subscribe. Why? Because this is the #1 source right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. I'll see you guys next week for SummerSlam week, man. Don't go anywhere. This is the place to be. I'm JD, and I'll see you guys next week, man. Thank you for watching.